Hey, welcome to the Smudcast, where I urge you to never deter from your process. I want to talk about risk taking, specifically the reason why a lot of us are scared to make risks or take them. And of course, there could be a variety of reasons. There could be a variety of things that are going on in our lives that makes us hesitant towards taking risks. You may have a lot of responsibilities, too many to even consider taking any risks. Things like that. Things that prevents us from really taking those risks because we know that if we do and it fails, it can not only backlash on you, but others around you. It can not only backlash on you or affect you, but it can also affect your environment. But since that's the case, since, we have reasons why we can't do it, it mostly comes down to one thing: fear. When we hear the word risky or just the word risk, we hear danger. We hear unstable. We hear inconsistent. Things that our economy, things that our environment completely outcasts, completely try to avoid. That fear of messing up, of screwing up, of failing, it all comes down to fear. We're scared to. For whatever reason, for whatever case may be, we are at the end of the day scared to take risks. Because when we hear risks, we also hear what ifs. What if this happens? What if that happens? So many what if scenarios working in our heads, preventing us from really considering the possibility of it actually succeeding or seeing that possibility of it actually working out. Look, we all have reasons why. I'm not trying to shame, or I'm not trying to tell someone, different. But what I am saying is that oftentimes, sure, you may have your reasons to be scared of it, but fear itself is an illusion, because all fear does is protect you from being uncomfortable. You're missing out the option or just the scenario of it actually succeeding. Just because it's risky does not mean you will fail. Just because it's risky does not mean you won't bear any fruit. Riskiness means there's a chance. And sure, that can still be discouraging, or that may still sound discouraging. But you also have to understand that everything we do has a risk. Traveling has a risk. Going outside has a risk. Going outside and walking around your neighborhood has risks. Going to the park has risks. The food we consume has a risk. Trying something new has a risk. Everything we do throughout our daily lives has a risk. And I know there could be risks that you wouldn't mind doing and risks that you would downright avoid. It all comes down to knowing your own worth. Especially if the thing you're trying to avoid doing is something that you actually want to do. Because mind you, it's never too late to make a risk. It's never too late to take a leap. It's never too late to venture out and discover yourself. But if we allow fear to stop us from really considering, truly considering the odds, truly considering the chances of you actually succeeding, if we allow fear to just block that possibility and just focus on the negatives, we will carry regrets. And the last thing you want to do is to carry such a deep burden as regrets on your shoulders. Because, at the end of the day, risks are unavoidable. And at this point, your fear is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you enslaved in your own head. And I know it's uncomfortable. Risks or just taking a leap in general or trying something different is uncomfortable. But how do you expect to change if you insist on staying in your comfort zone? Our comfort zone can do more harm than good, especially if we abuse the hell out of it. Because you are stronger than you think. You are far more talented and far more capable than you downplay yourself as. But we're so focused on the end result and not on the process, not on the first step. We're focused on the aftermath and not on the process in general. We're blinding ourselves, preventing us from seeing a possibility of abundance, a possibility of success. Consistently doubting ourselves, we forget that every first step, that the first step is believing. Every individual who is successful now, they had a beginning. They started somewhere. Every individual who is successful now had a first step. Every individual who is successful now took a leap of faith. They believed in what they were capable of. They believed in themselves. They believed that they will be able to acquire a position of power, a position of influence, a position of success. And since they believed in it, they worked towards achieving it. They worked towards earning the right of their title. They worked towards the title they want. They earned their title. Most cases, maybe not a lot of individuals, but there are individuals who earned their title and got to where they are now through believing in themselves, through persevering and pushing themselves. They worked to get to where they want to be. They took a risk. They took a leap. They made a sacrifice to devote their life, to devote their time in what they want in life. And I know there's some who haven't, so I'm not including them, but there are people who have worked to get to where they want to be. And now they are successful, they are fruitful, they are abundant. They are satisfied and content with their life because of the effort they put in to get to where they want to be. And how they got there was taking risks that need to be made to get anywhere, to start somewhere, to open opportunities for them. They needed to take a risk to get to where they are now. They began a process, a very grueling process, a process that takes time, a process that takes effort, a process that takes consistency and making mistakes and failing and learning through said mistakes and complete faith. A process that needed complete faith. A process that taught them that failure isn't the end of the world. A process that taught them that failure is a lesson to be learned. A process that taught them to take responsibility for their actions, take responsibility for what they can control, which is themselves and the way they think and what they do. A process that they refused to deter from. So I have to say I have to insist to never deter from your process, a process that you deserve, a process that is needed for you to become the successful being that you are capable of becoming. So don't deter from your process. This is the Smudcast, and thank you so much for listening.